Students, parents, guardians, and educators, welcome to Education Talk with The Dean Show. I'm your host, The Dean. I get so happy when I hear that my former students are doing well for themselves. Please help me welcome a young woman who I've watched become an entrepreneur straight out of high school. Please help me welcome Miss Ajani Powell. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I remember when you were in high school and I was your dean. You were a cheerleader.
Yeah.
You were part of the student government.
Mm-hmm.
You were the class president.
Yeah.
You did makeup for the fashion flare,
I
the
did.
production that they put on. You was also the homecoming queen.
Yep.
And I always knew you was going to be special one day.
Aw.
So, makeup.
Yeah.
How did this all come about?
Oh gosh, I've always loved makeup my whole life. I love all things beauty. I used to sneak and put my makeup on, but that's another story. So I started about 3 years ago taking it serious and considering it a career, I guess. I used to practice on my friends' faces, and I used to take pictures and put it on social media, and everyone would love it, and they would say, "Oh my God, can you do mine? Can you do mine?" Then I realized, well, hold on, I can start charging people, make some money off of this. Mind you, I'm like, what? This is my junior year of high school, so I'm like, this could be a little hustle on the side, but it had
Chase that bag.
Yeah, but since then I realized that, this is something serious. Like, I want to take it serious. I want to be a makeup artist, and yeah, that's where we are now.
Have you had any doubts so far? And if so, how did you overcome them?
I've had so many doubts. I doubt myself the most. I'm my worst critic, my biggest fan. And in the beginning, when things weren't happening fast enough for me, of course I doubted myself and said, well, is this going to work? Is this considered? Because, a lot of people look at being a makeup artist or hairstylist or anything in the beauty field as not a serious career or a real job. So I started to look at myself that way. Like, should I have stayed in college? Should I have, stuck it out? But I realized that I should not doubt myself because, after a while, things started to unfold and I started to get more opportunities and things just started to happen. I just realized that I needed to wait my turn.
So I know you have some highlights to tell us. Tell us some of those highlights.
Oh my God. I had two well-known, whatever you want to consider it. I had two celebrity clients within a 1 month span about 2 months ago, which was Love and Hip Hop, VH1 Love and Hip Hop's Lovely Mimi. Wow. And I had Slay by Ella Band's A Boogie's girlfriend. A Boogie is a mainstream rapper. A lot of people may know who he is. I had them two in less than a month. I had back to back.
Wow.
I was so happy. I was so proud of myself because I said, well, this is what I meant by I need to wait my turn. Because certain things start unfolding when you least realize it or expect it. So one day I was just minding my business and I saw that Lovely Mimi, she's a nail tech in Atlanta, Georgia, and she had like a nail tour going on, and one of her dates was Albany, New York.
Okay.
So she came up and taught a lot of young ladies how to do nails. And so when she needed a makeup artist for her class, just being up here, she needed to get dolled up. So her assistant posted on her Instagram story saying, text this number if you're interested. And instead of me texting like a huge paragraph about why I want her to, I just let my work speak for itself. I sent her my work and I said, it would be a pleasure to do your makeup. And, so once I sent that, I realized a lot of people were tagging me in her work. And I didn't realize I had so many supporters until that day. And so, with all that going on, the next day, I remember like it was yesterday, it was about 9 p.m. She texted me. Mind you, I had to be there by 9 a.m. So I already was like, this goes back to me doubting myself. I said, I didn't get it. She's not going, she got somebody else. So then last minute, I was about to go to sleep. I remember I was with my dad, talking to my dad, and I got that text message because I remembered that number. I was just waiting for that number to pop up. So once I saw her say, hey, I said, hey. She said, would you like to do Mimi's makeup?
Nice.
I said, I would love to do Mimi's makeup. And so we, I talked to her on the phone, then the conversation went from there, and she gave me information, and it was such a great experience because Mimi gave me a lot of pointers that I'll carry on with my whole career, and I want to thank her a lot. She's a great woman. Now, as for Ella, when I did Ella, it's crazy because I just got done doing Curvention. And a lot of you who don't know what Curvention is an event that highlights women of, different shapes, sizes, curves, skin complexions, races, everything. But it's more so to just focus on curvy women, Curvention. So I did Curvention in 2016 and I just recently did in 2019. And so once I was done that day with, I can't even remember how many models I did. I did so many models. I was there from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. I sat down, finally, was eating something, sat down. I looked at my phone, and Ella DM'd me, and she asked me if I can come down to the palace and do her makeup. I met her down there. She was so sweet. I was so happy for the opportunity, and I would do it again, and I can't wait for my new opportunities that's going to come in the future. So.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life?
Absolutely. I absolutely see myself being a makeup artist and being in the beauty field, but I more so want to venture off into being a businesswoman, getting the business aspect of it. I want to be able to provide opportunities for young women like myself or older or even men who want to display their talents. So that means open up maybe a shop or a lounge or something of that nature.
There's a lot of people trying to get into the makeup industry.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things most may not know about being a makeup artist that you deal on a daily basis?
What most may not know about being a makeup artist that I deal with on a daily basis is being compared to other makeup artists all the time. That's the big one. And sometimes you wake up 7 a.m., you on your feet until 7 p.m., you couldn't get a break or get anything to eat, you barely could use the bathroom. So those are things you guys a lot may not know.
Wow. So when you think about all of this, did you expect more or less?
I've expected more, and I still expect more because I expect a lot for myself. Especially in the beginning of my career, when things weren't happening and it was very stagnant, I was like, oh, why isn't this working? Why isn't this happening? Why am I not getting this opportunity? But looking back at it, I'm happy everything fell the way it did because, the girl 3 years ago wouldn't have been able to do 15 people in one day. Or I wouldn't probably have been able to be emotionally or mentally stable enough to do these events and then straight from that, work with, someone who's very well known and deal with the criticism that may come with that, So I'm glad everything is working the way it's supposed to. Everything's falling the way it's supposed to. All right.
So you mentioned learning more about the business.
Yeah.
Would you want to open up a store one day? And if so, where?
Yes, I would love to open up a shop. And I would want to do it in Albany.
In Albany, New York? So how could they get in contact with you?
If you want to look at any of my work or book an appointment, definitely check out my Instagram, which is Ozzy the MUA, OZZYTHEMUA.
So before we go, what advice would you give someone trying to enter into the makeup industry?
The biggest advice I would give, and it's so cliche, is just to be yourself and just, be patient, believe in yourself, be confident, and yeah, that's the biggest thing I could say.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I truly enjoyed our time together. You heard what she said. Be yourself. Until next time, be safe.